Okay, so if you open Muse, it will ask you to set up a new project. And for the tutorial later on, you can download also demo materials that's been provided to work with. So then there's already a project with stuff in there. But I'll just show you to start up a new website. As with all the Adobe software, they're kind of alike. You know, the interface is kind of alike with Photoshop and all the other stuff. Of course, the whole purpose of the software is different, but the interface is kind of alike. So if you're getting used to Muse now, Photoshop will be a lot easier later on in the course to do. It opens up with this welcome screen, and I can here create a new website. And it's going to ask you all kinds of things here. At the top here, it's going to ask you the initial layout. So the initial layout is for now a desktop. And you can set it to tablet or phone, but we'll keep it at desktop now, and you can add a tablet or phone layout later on in the process as well. Then don't bother for now about these sizes. Just get familiar with the program. This is all fine for now. So the page width and height, it's set here to standard sizes. It's fine. The column width and the gutter, just leave it for now. We won't go into detail here. Margins, same thing. Paddings, same thing. Just leave it as it is. Everything basically. That's easy. So if you hit OK, you start up here with an empty canvas basically. And this is your sitemap. It opens with creating a sitemap of the website that you want to create. It already has here one page, and it's called Home. So this is our home page. And if you remembered, our sitemap was with a few categories, and then you can go making some subcategories. Well, we can do the same thing here. If you go over this home page, there's a plus on this side and a plus on that side. And it's on both sides, so I can actually create another page next to it there. Or I can create another page there. And now they're called untitled, so let's call this one contact. And this one I call products. Products. Yes. But I don't like the order because you remember this home was on top. Well, Muse is actually doing it all in one line in the front. That's fine. I just want to have it at the front here. So I click and drag it up to the front. So my home page is now there. It's a bit small on screen, right? But you can see it. Okay. So I got three things now. I got my home page, I got a products page, and a contact page. Under products, I'm going to have several subpages. So there's a plus here also in the bottom, and it's called a child page. So if I press it, I get another page. And what kind of company are we creating here? Any suggestions? Travel company. What kind of products do they sell? Flights. That's one. So if I want another child page, I just press here plus again next to it, and it appears. So it has hotels and another one.
Rental cars.
Rental cars. Another one.
Excursions.
Let's call it trips, okay? Okay, so I got 4 subpages now under product. And under flights, maybe I want to have another subpage. Like, for example, international and national flights. In Holland, we don't have that much national flights. But okay, you get the idea. So then, in this way, you can expand and create your website with pages, right? So in this way, you're creating all the pages that you need for your web page. And you can see the whole sitemap laid out in front of you. Let's give it a bigger size. There. Then, if you want to edit something onto the page, right? Because this is just the structure of the page. Muse need to know it because you can use this structure also for the menus that it can create for you. It's very easy actually to do. If I go double click on a page, so I'm now opening the home page, this is my web page. And here I can create anything I want on it with the tools available inside, of course, Muse. And it will be later turned into a web page. So there are some tools on this side of the screen. The crop tool, the text tool, rectangle tool, hand tool, and the zoom tool. Well, most of them speak for themselves. Hand tool is to move around inside the website. Zooming in, of course. Rectangle is creating a shape, so I can click and drag, and I have a shape now. But you won't see it. In the top here, you will see the properties of the shape. And the fill is set to none. It's white with a red thingy. If you click next to it, you can pick any color. So here it is, filled with red, right? Then next to it is stroke. That means the stroke around this shape. So I can create a black stroke. And I'm going to make it a bit thicker with this weight. You see, there it is. It's very ugly, but we'll deal with it. I'm going to place it here. There. This is going to be my logo later, okay? Don't worry about it now. We'll use it later. I put it now on the home page, right? So now, if I go back to my sitemap, you see it appear here? It's at my home page, right? But actually, this logo, I don't want it only on the home page. I want it everywhere. I want it on every page to be. So I can go in here, home, select it, copy it, and go to the other page and paste it. But that would be a lot of time and effort, not very handy to do. So they have here at the bottom something called masters. And a master page is something you can drag onto any page and it will appear there. So I'm going to get this one out, get it out of the home page, it's gone. And I'm going to double click on my A master. It's an empty page again. But if I put something in my master page, there it is, put it here. This is going to be my logo up there. And if I go back to my website again, there it is. So it appears on every page. That's very handy. Everything you put into the master page appears on every page that has a master on it. If you want another master, for example, because in these subpages it has to be a bit different, I can, with the plus, create another master. And now this one's empty, so I can just drag it on to this page. See that? And now it's gone because you see here it has B master.
What does that mean?
That's this one, B master. So that's the name of this master. This is A master. See that? A. And this is B. And B is on there and A is on there. So B has nothing in it and A has this logo in it.
If you create another page from the B master, for example,
yes.
will you have B master as well, or will it become a...
If you want to have the same thing that is in the A master and change it a bit or put something extra in it in the B master, now it's get complicated, kind of Inception, you just drag the A master onto the B master.
No.
If that's what you mean.
No, sorry.
Oh.
If from the upper part
Yes.
and the B master pages, we create another page. So
from this one or this one?
International flag, for example.
This one, yes.
Create another page below or on. It will be B master.
B master. Okay. And if I create it here,
It will be A master.
it will be A master. Yeah. And if you got it too much, you just delete the page there. Yeah, so you got your sitemap. You can, in your A master, can fill in some stuff here. And I'm going to get rid of actually this fill. I'm going to make it empty. This is the mark for none, for nothing. And I just got a stroke. Not going to make it that big. And here's going to be my logo. To make sure that people understand that is going to be my logo, I'm going to place a text in there. So hit the text, and if you hold it down long, you can have a sub thing. You can also type vertically, but I'm just going to use the normal type tool. And I can click and drag and create a text box. And in the text box you can see I can type logo. And up here you can see that you can set all kinds of things with your text. Even if you click the little text thing here, you get a lot more options. And there are way more options deep inside, but we'll figure that out later, okay? So I got my logo text and I can arrange it clearly in here. There we are. This is my logo. Then in my A master, I also want to put in my menu. And Muse can create your menu for you, which is very handy. So the navigation is already set up for you and you can adjust it later to your needs. So you have on this side a lot of boxes you can open. There's your text box, colors, swatches, widgets, states, well, and so on and so on and so on. For now, just focus on widget library. And in here, you find some widgets that you can use. For example, if you go to social, you will see you can put in an automatic Facebook like, comments and stuff, Google Maps. Well, interesting stuff to put in. But we just want a menu now. And we want the menu to be horizontal or vertical. In this case, I go for horizontal because I will put it in the top of the page. Click and drag it onto the page and release it. And you'll see already what's happening here. Got three things: home, product, and contact. Those were the three categories I set up in the beginning, right? So this one is very customizable. You can really adjust all the colors and fonts and everything of it. But that's for later. Let's just figure out where to put our menu and how it will look like. So I'm going to put it here in the top, here. And of course you can adjust the size of it. Make it smaller, make it bigger, whatever. If I would go now to want to preview my page, like what I created, is it working? You can here see plan, design, preview, and publish. So the first step was plan. That was this one. Second part is design. And if I go into preview, I'm previewing the page. What did I just made? This is my preview. So if I go onto home, you see it also shows me that I'm onto a button. I can go into the home page, it's clickable. Go into products. I can't see it yet because I didn't put the trunk test. Where am I? I didn't put anything on it yet, so you can't see it. And contact. But there was something with products, right? I made a lot of subcategories. It's not showing you. Why? Because it is on yet inside here my A master. The menu is only showing the main top level navigation now, and these blue arrows here next to an object on the page are giving you more options to work with. And in here you can see menu type, top level pages, but I want all pages to be there. And then you will see here your other options. And it looks horrible now, right? It doesn't look good, it doesn't look nice, but we can customize that later. You can click on these things, and if you double click on it and go deep inside, you can adjust with the top things here, the size, the colors, and everything of all these things. But that's for later. So it is on now, so let's see, preview it again. There it is. There's something appearing here, you see. Flights, international, national, hotels, rental cars, and so on. So now I got my navigation basically set up. It looks like hell, but it works. So if I wanted to check that, I can go in here and say, okay, so international here, I just want to make sure that I know where I am. I'm just going to put in, this was flights, international. Just make sure that it works. It has no, it has this B master, so it has no menu inside, remember? So if I would go now and preview this from the home page, oh, it previews already the flight international. Not handy, because now I can't navigate back, right? So this is, well, this wouldn't pass any test we just did, right? So I'm going to place the A master, like I just showed you, onto the B master. And you will see underneath here, it has this A master, and it's called B master. So now it's also in here. This one has the B master. And there it is, the menu. Let's preview. This is Flight International. Let's go home. It should disappear. go into products, flight, international, and there it is. Okay, so this is basically how you can really set up your whole website very quickly, very rough, and then later on go in refining it really. Now let's check what else should I say to you. I told you about setting up a new project, told you about setting up the sitemap, the master page, creating links I can check with you, and the text and blocks we did to create wireframes. If you're, for example, in my master page, this logo needs to link back to also the home page. It doesn't now. If I go to preview, I can go over the logo. It doesn't show me a hand. It doesn't show me anything, right? So if I go in my master, and this box I want to link to back to the home page. At the top here, like I just set the stroke and the fill, it also says here hyperlinks. So I can click it and I can directly give it back to home. Or if you have a Facebook image or whatever, you can just type in facebook.com or whatever, the link there. But for now, I'll just go it back to home. So now this box, and I'm going to fill it with white to make sure it's really there. Let's preview it. Let's go first to the flight international. And then I can go, you see it's a hand now, and I can click on it, and now I'm home again. This one's grayed out again. Okay? This is a very quick intro into the very basics of Muse, and there's a lot of other stuff going on if you want to create a page and want to work with it. And a lot of stuff you can do with it is really working well, but you should always test it before it goes live somewhere. This is creating a website without coding. You don't have to write any HTML, CSS, JavaScript, whatever coding experience. You don't need it. You can just create it with the design of it. It works really well, but of course, if you want very complicated things or cool stuff, you know, maybe this is not the way to go. You really should be able to code and to create some stuff yourself. But this is really handy to set up a static website. And that's what it's very handy for. Yes?
Quickly, so to create the subsections, you put the A master into the B?
To create these subsections, you can, if I want another section, I can press plus here.
Yeah.
And let's make one, what shall we call it? What do they sell, this product? Vacations.
Yeah, those are like all those things in one.
Vacations. So I put it in here now. And if I go now back to my preview it again. Let's look at products. And there it is. Is that what you meant?
No.
Then what do you mean?
You just put the
A master onto the B master. I don't really need the B master. I can just remove the B master if I want to. I just got my A master with the menu and the logo in it. But these two pages now don't have a master. You see that? So I put them on there. And now they also have the menu and the logo there. And it means that if I open this page and I put my stuff in here for the national flights, I can't change the menu in here. I can't click it. I can't change it because it's fixed inside the master. And I can change it inside the master again.
So
Okay.
the B master, what was the purpose of the B master?
Well, I can show you. Now, for example, I have a lot of flight pages. And I want on both of these, I want to have a plane in there. So I'm going to create this B master. I want it to be the same as the A master, but then only with a picture of a plane in it. So the B master I will give, and I'm just going to do it with a box, so it's a wireframe. Here there should be a picture of a plane. I'm going to put in some text there. Okay, that's going to be a plane later. So I have it now in my B master, this extra thing, you see it here.
Yeah.
So I drag it onto this one, the international and national flight, and into the flight section there. So now it's only on these 3 pages, but I don't have to put in the menu again. I don't have to put in the logo again. It's based upon the A master and I just put something extra in there. So if I check it, now I'm in here somewhere. I'm in flights, international flights, There it is. But if I go to a home page, it's not there. If I go to hotels, it's not there. It's only in these flight pages, international and national.
So actually, the VMaster is used to create extra things, which are not necessary in all the
Other pages,
Yeah.
exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. Yeah. Other questions for now? Yes.
Can we access the code?
Can we
Access the code.
access the code? Yes, you can. You can. Well, actually, you can put in extra code if you want to. Where is it? You can put in here insert HTML. So you can put in code if you want to, and other widgets things. And well, only I believe only if you're getting it into if you export it, you can of course then change the code in the HTML files. Yeah, but of course you can and you may, but for this course it's not necessary. Okay, just to limit the scope of this course. Okay. All right. Other questions for now? Oh, can someone open the door? He's locked out. I think that it becomes even more clear when you're doing this. There's a tutorial from Adobe itself. It's very useful. Katie's Cafe, it's called. And it's on their website, and it's got demo materials as well. You can get the files there to work with it. And it's got tutorial video files, and you just can continue doing what they do on the video. And they set you up with creating this page of Katie's website, Katie's Coffee House. So you can follow that tutorial, and I will stop now my recordings here, and I will put this one, where are you? There.